she asked me why did I wait so long to report it and that the police would never believe me. I told her that the reason I didn't report it was because my family was being threatened and that it wasn't safe for me to do so. So I just kept it hidden and I didn't say anything to protect my family.
Welcome to PTGtv. This is your host, Antonio Hicks, aka Escaping the Matrix. In this episode, I discuss an important topic that generates more than $39 billion annually on the exploitation of children alone, and that's human trafficking. My guest today is Shauna Browser, someone who has survived sex trafficking, rape, imprisonment, and even after battling those things, still she's fighting for her own life. Human trafficking is a big business and global problem, one of the world's shameful crimes affecting the lives of millions of individuals, robbing them of their dignity and livelihood. Traffickers deceive women, men, and children from all corners of the world and force them into exploitation situations every day. I thank Shauna for coming on telling her story, and I encourage you all to help out as you can by spreading her message and donating. Welcome, Shauna, onto the show. Thank you for appearing on. I understand that you have an important message you want to get out and something you want to talk about. So if you can you tell us what's going on?
Hi, everybody. My name is Shauna. As you mentioned, I have a very strong testimony, but I'm also still going through it at the moment. We're just going to jump right in. From the age of 14, maybe 13 or 14, this guy that was a friend of my brother's, I don't really know how to explain it. Let me see. Basically, they was friends, and he would come over, and he was like a brother to me. So, we was cool. We would talk and everything. And when my brother went to jail, he went to jail for a year. The guy, he started being like aggressive with me. So me at the time being the age that I was, I didn't notice the signs, and neither did my mother. So that went on for years, which led into him sex trafficking me, which means multiple men having sex with me, dirty hotels, any time of the day. None of my family knew about it. And the only way I was able to get out of it was me actually going to jail. Now, how I went to jail was the same guy that was human trafficking me. Him and his friend committed a crime, and I didn't know about it until 6 months later, and they picked me up. And when they picked me up, they let me know, what they had picked me up for, and it just went from there. Whenever I was incarcerated, I tried to report it, and the warden at the facility, which is Richland Parish Detention Center in Louisiana, she said nobody would believe me. So that same day, I called my mama and I called T, and I told them what the lady said. And after getting the courage to go and report it, that hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they was like women supposed to be here for each other. We're supposed to protect each other. No matter what, because there's some dirty men out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time. So when I was released in 2019, the first thing I did was go and report it to the Lafayette Sheriff's Department. Since then, since 2020 of February, nothing has been done. And the crazy thing about this is that I can't wrap my mind about is the fact that the detective that was on my case, I told him where my abuser was, where he was being housed at, because he was still incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, he couldn't go and question him because of COVID. Mind you, COVID didn't come till late March.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still February. You had time to go and question him. Even if he didn't say nothing, you could have got something, you know, his demeanor, anything. It's just the fact of now he knows what he did was wrong. I'm pretty sure he did know anyways, but it's just the fact that he would have known that, yeah, I'm coming for you. I'm not gonna let up. You're gonna get convicted. You're going to jail behind this, and I'm not stopping until you're going to jail. And even though they're not doing nothing right now, I'm still pushing. I'm still pushing for a conviction with him, and even the other men that have done these things to me. And there's another guy that I caught on recording saying that he know what he did, which was rape me. He know that he did it, and when I was asking him about it, he was saying that I was worried about the wrong thing. I need to worry about what I'm going through right now. But I told him, the reason I'm going through what I'm going through is because of you and the rest of all these other men. I would have never went through this. I wouldn't be fighting for my life right now in two different ways if it wasn't for men. So, that shut me down too. But I mean, I just have to keep pushing. I can't stop, because if I stop, then I don't know who gon' keep running from me. And there's still no charges filed on either of them, even with the evidence that I have. I just started my therapy because that's a big thing for me. I have a hard time talking to people. It's easier for me to talk to people on the phone or message them than in person, because I have real bad trust issues, and I have commitment issues. It's so hard. Like, even when I know the person is good, like, it's hard for me to trust them, because, like, especially men, like right. You're a good guy, so it's hard for me to just trust people because of what I've been through.
Right.
And I want to get over that. I want to stop looking at everybody as like them. I want to look at people for who they are.
Right.
And it's hard. It really is. With the mood swings every day and the agitation, it's just a lot. It really is. It really is. And when I even tried to go to court one time while I was incarcerated, I got the courage again to say something about my abuser and what he did to me. And the ADA, a woman, laughed at me and said I never said anything about him raping me. But how could I when I tried to report it in the jail? And the lady told me the same thing, and they wouldn't let me call the jail. They wouldn't let me call any detectives from out of Lafayette on the phone. They wouldn't let me call my lawyer. It just was a lot, and they just don't understand how bad they hurt me, and how it felt like they just kicked me in my face, like it's whatever, like it's my fault or something, and I don't, and that's why I fight the way I fight, like I'm trying to raise money for a new attorney. I'm trying. I'm doing my best I can, and it gets hard out here. It's not an easy thing to fight for your life and then to fight against your abuser, and try to keep a calm demeanor, keep pushing, keep staying in school, keep going to work. It's a lot, so, but it's people like you that give me hope to keep on going, because I know there's people out there that believe me, and I know there's people out there that want to hear my story, and it might take time, but at the end of the day, one step forward is all I have.
Right. First off, I'm sorry that you even have to go through any of this. I mean, and I know it's rough. I commend you for just even coming out and telling people what's going on and what happened. I mean, because that does take a lot, because especially when it's coming from women, because a lot of things that we see now where we've been here and then we started the whole, the women's movement is that women were too afraid to come out and say anything against their abductors or people that have assaulted them or people that's held them back in positions because they wanted sexual favors given to them. So, thank you for doing that and being strong to put your name in the hat to fight for women's rights and how people treat women. First of all, I want to ask you, like, how old are you? Because I don't even know that much. How old are you?
I'm 20 now. I just turned 20 February 1st.
Okay. So when did your brother go to jail?
My brother went to jail when I was about to turn 15. Yeah, wait. Yeah, because he went like a few days, maybe like a few weeks before his birthday in December. So yeah.
So early
Yeah,
2000s.
I think I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how long after that had he been incarcerated did his friend, well, both of y'all's friend, started I guess moving his way towards trying to get you into sex trafficking?
It wasn't long. It was I'd probably say like 6 to 8 months. It wasn't long. So by the time my brother came, when it was almost time for my brother to come home,
mm-hmm.
he threatened me one night, and he was like, "If you tell your mama or your brother anything that's going on, I'm gonna kill them." And that's why I never said anything while I was free, because I was scared he was gonna kill them, and I didn't want them to die. I didn't want them to go, So I just suffered for them. And whenever I told my mama that, she was like, "Why I didn't say anything?" But it's easier said than done when you got a gun to your head every day, So
right.
I don't really know how I was supposed to say anything, So
I mean, that's the biggest thing that we all face, especially when we start talking about crime taking place within. I'm just saying, in Black communities, people say, "Well, why don't people come forward and tell on individuals, will snitch on individuals that committed a crime?" And it's always because it's easier to say that when you're not living in that situation. Because if you're living in that situation, you see that people sometimes when they do threaten, they actually fulfill those threats and come out and take out people that you love.
Yeah. That's a chance I didn't want to take.
And I understand that. I mean, that's a big one. That's a big one. And that's a lot of things that women have to deal with. I mean, I even had a coworker, and she was pulled into a room by one of my former managers, and he was telling her the same thing. He was telling her that, you can move up if you perform these particular sex acts on me, or if you do this and do that for me, then we'll work towards moving you out of this department and getting you to a higher position, higher pay. And it's something that I hate that women have to go through, which is probably why, me being a Southerner and growing up in the old South, I'm real protective of women because I grew up around women, and I have a younger sister, and I don't think I was surrounded by my brother. Now we were the only two guys out of like 7 or 8 of our cousins. They're all women. And it's like to grow up like that. It's like you have to cherish women, you cherish life.
Right.
Because you have to protect that. Because to me, you don't have life if you don't have a woman. So to see people take advantage of women and abuse them, mistreat them, and do things that they've done, like especially what they've done with you, is terrible. I ain't gonna lie, I say it straight up. People like that need to get put under a jail. I don't want you to be sitting around having comfort and eating. No, you need to be buried under the jail. And yes, we all can make amends and we can ask for forgiveness. But one thing, because I was molested when I was younger, and is one thing you can do, like you can ask for forgiveness and you can forgive people, but the mental scar that it has on the person is always with them. So I'm glad you are seeing a therapist too, because that will help. Because it's helped me out in my struggle, but my struggle is nothing compared to yours. So I'm glad you are doing that, and because you need a release. So back to like the DA and stuff, and so have you talked to any attorneys? And if you have, what are they telling you?
Like I said, I mean, I don't have an attorney right now. That's what I'm trying to raise the money for. So, because it seems like without an attorney, me trying to do it on my own, it's not going to work. So that's just my next step at the moment. I haven't talked to anyone. Because the bigger, I'm not going to say the bigger thing right now is to focus on these charges that I'm fighting right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to get over with that first, because that's where a lot of my stress coming from. So in order for me to really, really focus on uh, for me to focus on the trafficking situation, I need to get over with these charges first, but I'm not gonna just let them forget about me, because I'm always gonna show my face and say something about it. But at the moment, no, I'm basically have a court-appointed attorney right now.
So the charges you're facing right now, are there a cause of the guy that was trafficking you, or something outside of that?
What he did, my abuser.
And how long were you incarcerated the first time?
I was incarcerated for 31 months. It's almost 3 years.
Now, okay.
Yes, it's horrible. It really is.
It is, because that's the issue I have with our judicial system. Is they're always trying to find an outlet just so they can get rid of the case and just wipe it off their books and don't have to deal with actually facing the real issue.
Right.
And if it's that, the crimes you're facing is because of an individual, then why are you necessarily being charged for anything when it was a cause of the person that was around you?
And that's what I'm trying to understand. And it's crazy because, now that I'm older, I kind of realized that why haven't they, asked me if I was okay? Why they just started questioning me? They didn't ask me if I was okay. Did he do anything to me? Have I been forced or anything? They didn't ask me none of that. So they dropped the ball with them. They didn't ask me none of that. They didn't ask me if I was okay. And I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. Like, nobody asked me nothing. Y'all just went straight into trying to interrogate me and throw me in jail without even asking me if I was mentally okay, physically okay, none of that.
Right, because as I'm looking up, there is no statute of limitations on rape in Louisiana.
Right.
So those are charges that should be brought up against the guy. Because especially if yours is causality. It's the only reason that you're in your situation is because of what somebody else calls upon you. So it's like, why are you being convicted and charged of anything when it was a cause of that individual?
And that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Because it seems like they might be hiding something. We don't know. They're just going to take the right turn to go in there and really find out.
So what's the message that you want to get out to young ladies and to women in general? Because like I said, I'm sorry that you even got to go through this. To me, I can't imagine it, and I know it's rough, which is why sometimes I was getting like the loss for words, because I can feel their energy and I know it's rough, and I just I'm glad you made it through. I'm glad you didn't give up and stop in between and just accept your life for what it was. And I'm glad you're able to now push ahead and fight to get all those things that happened to you, those people that did it, convicted and sent away.
Yeah. But keep pushing to the end.
So yeah,
my message for all the women and the little girls out there, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you feel uncomfortable or you got to second question yourself, just run. Just find you a safe place, run. Call somebody if you can. If you can't say anything, please say it. Don't wait. Don't wait at all. Don't wait and think it's going to get better, because once people show their true colors, that's them. Don't think they going to change. Some people can change, but it's rare that men like that change. So if you ever encounter somebody like that, please run. Please call somebody. Please do anything besides stay there. That's my message to y'all. And if y'all need advice, if y'all want to talk to me, y'all follow me on Instagram at thecolorofmyskin _ just like that, thecolorofmyskin _ We could talk. I could, probably help you. You could probably help me. I don't know, but that's my message to y'all.
So outside of what's going on, like how are you doing? Like how are things with your therapist and like how are you feeling?
I feel like, my therapist is a great one because, I called her the other day actually, and I was going through one of my mood swings, and she really calmed me down. She made me really see things from a positive perspective, and I really need that because I could, let's say, right now, I could just get mad, and I can't control it because it's like I know and I'm trying to control it, but it's just so much anger, so much hurt, so much, it's just a lot of emotions for me, too much for me to handle, so I can't control it. So if I try to call my mama or if I try to talk to T, it's not going to work because they're in this with me too. So it's not going to work because I know they feel the pain that I'm feeling. So I need to talk to somebody that don't know everything about me, that, that's going to tell me something different, because if not, then I'm just going to be looking at them like, y'all, yeah, I don't want to hear it, so it's just a fresh mind in me. So yeah, it's going good, hopefully I could keep progressing and everything. Excuse me for stuttering, but I have a speech problem. That's another one of the things that has affected me. I have a speech problem, a memory problem. Yeah, I have a lot of problems with me, so bear with me.
It's not a problem. Don't even apologize for it. That's just you. And that's one thing that we have to get past as people, always trying to judge people or critique them on something they're doing. That's just who you are. Right. And let you work on you. One thing I'll say before we get off is, it's because I just made a post today about it. Yeah, don't ever get up. Don't ever give up. Because the one thing that can help you out is maintaining your own personal happiness in your life and finding peace within yourself. And every day it is a struggle. Every day is a struggle. And sometimes you just want to give up. But don't ever give up. Keep pushing ahead. And I mean, like I posted today, it's like if you keep looking ahead, only thing you're gonna see, you see the light and you see horizon in front of you. And that's what you have to focus on throughout your life. You can't focus on the bad part about it because you're working on that right now. But for your own sake and your mentality and just to keep you in a good, safe place mentally, keep doing what you're doing and continue just to look at light in front of you because you're working on those steps. Don't lose focus on it and use that as your means and your motivation to keep driving you forward. And while you work towards getting these fools locked up and put away.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you again for coming on, telling your story. I'm going to work towards getting your message out there and passing around to the people that I know. And hopefully, you'll be able to get you, hopefully you will get you an attorney. I'm going to speak to the room. You will get you an attorney, even if it's somebody that's just doing pro bono work to help fight your case and get you in the right direction and get the system in Louisiana, because I understand the system in Louisiana. The system in Louisiana, it is.
Yeah, they still in Jim Crow laws. They way behind.
Right.
And they behind because they want to stay behind.
So thank you again. And I will say y'all have a safe trip back. One thing I always say, and I tell people all the time, we got to spread love. I love you and Tigress for y'all getting out there, doing what you're doing, getting the message out, and y'all being the support of one another, because we all need somebody to support us and hold us up, even when we, down on our luck, just to give us a boost of motivation to encourage us to keep pushing on. So y'all be safe getting back and, stay in touch. Like y'all got my number.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, most definitely will stay in touch. And I appreciate you letting me tell my story on your platform, to get it out to more people,
I feel like I need to do this video because they want me to stay silent about this, but this is not something I can stay silent about. It's not right, and it's not a joke, and I feel like they're taking it as a joke. It is really hard.